Everyday life, from the significant to the petty. Time now for Christy Gustafson-Barlette on 107.7 GNA.
Oh, she is the golden goose. She is the KGB. She's Gusta Rhyme. She's the content queen.
She is.
Yep.
From the Times Union and TimesUnion.com, it's Christy Gustafson-Barlette. Good morning, Christy. How are you?
Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Christy. And good morning, Jess. I am well. How are you?
We're doing very, very well. Do you consider yourself a quote-unquote free-range chicken, an egg, or a free-range parent?
And what came first?
Right. What came first? It's a
I
great
am
question.
all about the free-range chickening. It's funny, this whole free-range parenting thing, because my kids, are still relatively young. They're 4 and 1. So they're at an age where I don't really have a choice. A 4-year-old I can't drop her on the school playground and be like, see you in an hour.
Right.
And come back. So it's hard for me to say that. I will say when she's not with me, I miss her terribly and I want to check in 56 times. But it's not because I think that she's not being cared for properly. It's more because I like to know what she's doing because
It's your
I miss
anxiety,
her. And
yeah.
I'm curious.
I just want to say, too, the term free-range parenting, it's just sort of like a newer term for basically the way
we grew up.
The way we
right.
grew up, right?
Yes.
Where your parents basically said, go and do your thing. I know where you are. You're going to be at one of your friend's house in the neighborhood. Just make sure you're home by dinner or make sure you're home before it gets
or
dark.
check in like you're supposed to.
And I got to tell you, Christy, you talk to parents nowadays and they're almost afraid to be that way. Like we've got calls and talked to some parents earlier this morning on the show from moms that said that their 7-year-old was out walking the dog in the cul-de-sac. True story. And they called CPS.
Really?
It's almost like even if you want to be a little bit more free and open with your kid, you're kind of not allowed to anymore.
I had done a post a couple of weeks ago, and it was basically called "When I Was a Kid" and how things changed. And I think one of the examples of that of the non-free range parenting is how you go to birthday parties, and you used to drop your kids off at birthday parties. At a kid's birthday party, now it's not even an option, and parents stay.
Oh man, I would love
They
to drop
have
Brody
to.
off at your
Yeah,
son's
they
party.
Stay, right? It's almost like I don't
That
know.
indoor water park.
I mean, I've stayed many times because I have to. I'm not even really sure why I'm there, but I know I'm supposed to be there.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
I feel the same way. When I bring Ryan to parties, I'm like, why do the parents have to stay?
Parents don't leave.
Stay and
They
you
just
watch
drop them
and you
off.
help
They're like,
and you.
"Ooh."
It's almost like you're supervising and if you leave, I think it would almost be taboo. But when we were kids, I don't think my mother ever stayed at a birthday party with me. Right?
I know.
I thought that my parents were more free range, but I don't know.
Papa Codes called this morning and said that that when he wouldn't come home, first of all, he wasn't allowed to go out, and that was like 10 or 11. And then when he was late, his Mama Codes would cry.
Yeah, but she also had really,
home.
she also had really she was an anxious person, and she was like a very nervous person.
Brian remembers
that
it
would be me.
differently, though.
I would cry if my daughter was like 32 seconds late. But
Yeah, I don't know how I would be. Like, I
was the youngest. My mom didn't care at that point. She's
Oh,
like,
really?
she'll come home. She's
I'll
like, third
see you in a
one.
week.
But like you would never, but you couldn't see yourself ever doing that. Like
No.
Ryan is 7. Imagine, would you let Ryan even walk Freddie, your dog, around the neighborhood by himself?
No, not without me looking out the window
Yeah.
and making sure he's okay. It's a big fear for me that someone's going to take him. I know that's irrational, but it's just this day and age. I just don't trust anyone else. I trust him. I just don't trust anyone around him.
Christy,
And sometimes I feel like the reason it may be feel a little bit more necessary, I don't know if there's statistics to support this, but because of social media, we're always posting, hey, here's what our kids look like, here's where they live, here's what they're doing, here's what they like, so you know how to kind of,
Lure
get their
them.
attention.
Yes. Oh, my God. Yeah.
So it's like where years ago we might not have known where, Christy and Ryan live. Now, with everybody, we're just more aware of where they live, what they do, where they play baseball, soccer, football, dance, everything.
yeah.
And therefore, I think parents feel like they have to watch over more because they've let so much of their life out there to say, here's where you can find
That's
me
a
and, us,
great
and our
point.
children.
That is, Christy.
Wonderful point.
Excellent point. Great topic. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye, guys.